to start off with, Confetti X is a esports and content creation facility. And the point of this is so that we can put on and elevate esports productions across the full spectrum, going from grassroots all the way up to top-tier, professional, high-tier productions. And the way to do that is to have a really meticulous understanding of all the technology that goes into putting on high-tier productions. One of those things, which is usually the point of focus, is this. I've just realized, because that's a flat color, you could take a picture and do all that green screen business with me standing at the front. I'm going to go stand over there instead. Obviously, the video wall is one of those things that is utilized for so many different parts of productions, broadcast productions, in esports for your stage, to show off, obviously, your player names, your player content, the names of the teams, gameplay, player cams. You can see all that wonderful stuff on screen. But outside of that, how it gets used for virtual production. So by virtual production, what I mean is the kind of content that gets used to design or to output virtual studios that are used in, for example, the Tokyo Olympics. They had a London studio that was dressed to look like it was actually in Japan, but that was all done using that kind of technology, green screen technology and virtual production studio content. Alongside that, The Mandalorian, okay? We all know Mando now, or at least we should do, and that technology that has really brought it into focus. So being able to use a space like this to recreate that kind of, in fact, not even that kind of, that exact technology, it's as a means of connecting into the future of this industry, but also connecting the workforce for that industry, which is obviously the students. So outside of that, the broadcast infrastructure used for esports is what is the infrastructure used for conventional broadcast, for TV and for sport and for all of those things. But the difference is the context of its usage, which instead of being football and so and whatever else, and cricket, shout out to cricket, doesn't get enough love. Cricket fans in the house. Oh, yeah! Video games. That's better. I was going to be very upset if we didn't have a loud cheer for that. So the context of video games and the way in which that broadcast pipeline changes because of video games, okay? So instead of having only physical camera people and camera operators, you have the in-game camera operators, okay? And learning about that interesting transition of roles and how that feeds into the broadcast infrastructure once again. Our setup in here being the Ross video broadcast production workflow. Alongside that, the Grand MA for the lighting, Digico Quantum 225 for the audio, and alongside that, what's powering the video wall over here, using Brompton drivers and the Disguise platform to output content to the screens, control projectors, control lighting, control audio. It's all the things that happens behind the scenes. It's got less to do with the gamers. Sorry, guys. But it's more to do with the teams that put on these amazing productions. So what goes into that, I would love to be able to show you all of that today in small groups, and so that you're able to get a bit of an insight into it, what's happening behind the scenes, but more so knowing how our students are plugging into that. We have a student production team working alongside our technical team. We have, obviously, students from Confetti supporting the engagement. From this side, the confetti arrows. Make some noise. That's what you get, all right? We can do better than that, right? Make some noise for the confetti arrows. And make some noise for our guests, the Loughborough Lycans. That was louder than the confetti one. I'm not happy about that. I'm very happy about that. Obviously, we're all here together. We're all here to have a great time, okay? So, alongside that, the way in which our students engage and operate and learn, the learning for our third years, second years takes place in here. This is their classroom, okay? Downstairs in the basement, where all the learning and all the magic of learning takes place. They have a workshop within which they learn all the technologies. They take it apart, they put it together, they engage. So they get hands-on experience, not just being the person who gets skilled in pushing buttons, but get skilled in being the person who puts the whole thing together, becoming a technician, becoming an engineer. And that's what takes them that one step further, contextualizing the importance of having the sciences associated with what you're learning, but also, what's your end goal? Who you're going to work for, where you're going to work. Am I going to work only in esports? And will I have a very small and narrow entry into the industry? Or do I open up the opportunities to work in any broadcast for any organization? Maybe not just as an operator or a technician or an engineer. Maybe I work as a trainer. I'm going to train to use that platform, the platforms that are revolutionizing all of this industry that we're all connected into. It's very exciting. My heart race is like with hype, okay? I hope you all enjoy this. I'm sure you will. And if you have any questions for me with regards to the space, with regards to anything, please connect. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. It's Gin like the drink, Rai like my surname, R-A-I, and it will be great to talk esports. Thank you so much. I'm going to hand over to our players. Hopefully they're all ready. Players are never ready, but are you ready? Make some noise, players. Are you ready? Players, are you ready? Feels like I feel like I should be doing the gladiators. Are you ready? Before we start, I need, and this is the difficult bit, this is the hardest part of the day, I need 2 volunteers from the crowd. 2 volunteers. And the way I think I'm going to get to that is, who teaches the shoutcasting module on your esports? Oh, yep, that hand went up straight away. Anyone else? 1 and 2. Well, we need some shoutcasters. And if there's more than 2, we can chop in, we can chop out, we can swap in, we can swap out. Hi, at the back. Yes, brilliant. Can we form an orderly queue on the right-hand side, please? And we can swap in and out. So we got some casters who are going to cast over Rocket League. On that side, mate. Man's walking onto the stage like he's going to do it from here. Okay, just onto the side and... All right, buddy. Thank you so much. Look at that. I'm so pleased that there's lots of energy in wanting to do that. Great stuff. Thank you so much, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Enjoy the show. Nice one.
To play some games against other like-minded people, or a student that would like to get some broadcast experience as observing, stream managing, or even like this, shoutcasting. We try to get as many students involved in that. Took a little bit of break over Christmas. We're going to try and pick that back up in March. Though.
I feel like when you start looking at the camera, we're looking back,
Yeah,
we're trying
definitely.
to see if the match is starting. You know, we're going blind.
We are.
But sometimes the best way with casting, you need to be able to ad-lib, but you need to be able to really explore opportunities and just fill the dead air at times. And
No, definitely, yeah, and I think with a game like Rocket League, it's such a it would be rude to say it's entry level as a negative.
It would.
It's a very low level entry, but very high skill ceiling, which
Oh,
what
definitely.
makes it so great as an esport, and it's very easy to watch as well. If you've ever watched a game of football or any sport where there's 2 goals. And you just got to get it into the goal. Well, Rocket League's very similar to that on a very, very low level. So
yeah, definitely. The accessibility on esports in general, you can be anywhere in the world playing against some of the best pro players from your own bedroom. And Rocket League is a perfect example of that. The easiest way to describe it's car football.
Yeah.
And if you can't get behind car football, or at least enjoy it for the spectacle and the skill it can really bring, then there's something wrong there. It's such a simple, such a easy game to follow, really nice to get into, and really lovely first step for anyone wanting to try esports for the first time.
it looks like the game's about to start.
They are. If we can get this screen in front of us so we can see what's going on, that would be very helpful.
Look over the... So, straight off the bat, I don't know who is red and who is blue.
Yeah, if we can get some clarification on that, that would be incredibly helpful. Blue is Confetti. Okay, so we see here Loughborough Lycans. They actually have just kind of defending in their own half here, trying to get past the halfway line. Great touch by Confetti and starting to get an attacking movement on the go now.
So yeah, lovely knock, aerial, just to push it to the side, but it looks like click on TikTok has managed to just clear it out a little bit there for the blue team.
So I believe, yeah, Confetti being blue there on the goal line now, and Loughborough Lycans coming trying to get in for the shot, and they can't make it. It's pretty much saved off the line here, and it's really last minute defending on the side of Confetti. Oh, back into the box. Two going up, so a lot of commitment on the defensive here from Confetti Arrows, and Ali are going to be able to finally finish it, and they do! So Loughborough Lycans with the first goal, 1 minute and 3 seconds it took to break the seal on this one. Greg, do you think it's going to keep going this way?
I mean, there was a lot of pressure there, put up onto the backboard, played around the side, and it just looked like Confetti just couldn't get the ball out from under their feet.
Yeah, they're kind of tripping over themselves a little bit. You see it in regular football, and you see it in car football, apparently. But let's see how they kind of bring themselves back from this one. It's home field advantage, that maybe a little bit more of their fans here, their students, their peers working on production, able to watch him here. The shots already come in. That would have been a great equalizer from the side of Confetti Arrows, but Loughborough Lycans are starting to stabilize again here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just going to bring it down to the corner. Maybe need to get a little bit of boost there. And then straight back up the other end. We're going, yeah, it's just back and forwards at the moment. We're just trying to. Yep, there we go. It's going back down to the end of the Confetti Arrows, but someone's there. Oh no, a little bit of touch in front of the goal. The one thing I know about Rocket League, you don't want to put it free open in front of goal.
Yeah, keeping it obviously away from that open angle gives an easy 50-50 challenge on, attackers, defenders, whoever got the most speed and up on the tempo for that sky ball is going to be able to do it. Oh, they're trying to really complicated passing movement there off one aerial car into the other. And then they're coming in now, and Loughborough Lycans starting to steal it away. Another 1 minute 3 seconds for them to score that goal. We're getting into a bit of a theme here. Greg, do you think they can keep this up? And obviously, do you think everyone knows what's going on?
Yeah, I think we're looking at a very strong Loughborough Lycans team here. What we're seeing after every goal, the ball resets into the middle. Each around the map there is some boost points for each team can get. They are neutral, meaning anyone can collect them. You'll see them across the pitch. Some of them are like ball orbs, and if you run over them, you get 100 boost, and that's where the tricks start to come in. Getting your aerials, getting your faster boosts, and being able to get there in front of and sometimes above your opponents is a key skill within Rocket League.
Oh yeah, it's massively important. Like, you'll start playing Rocket League, you'll be on the ground a lot, but these top level players, especially pro players and aspiring pro players, it's this stuff we're looking for. The aerial skill, the aerial boost, being able to go for a ball, which theoretically is incredibly difficult to go for, and it's all about boost management, collecting those extra bonuses. That speed and that maneuverability is going to really help, and you see it coming through on the side of Loughborough Lycans time and time again. And as I'm saying that, this time 52 seconds, it is becoming a little bit one-sided. Do you think a little bit of nerves from the side of Confetti Arrows, or Loughborough Lycans just came out here to prove a point to anyone watching?
Yeah, definitely. Some great skill that we're seeing here from the Loughborough Lycans. Maybe a little bit of nerve. I think that might be a good call. As the ball resets to middle again, we get kickoff, and the ball goes, hits the backboard of the Confetti Arrows.
You know, one thing we're missing right now, like a lot of demolitions. This looks like a really friendly game right now, playing really respectable, but in Rocket League, if you manage to run into one of your opponents with a greater speed than they have, especially from the side or the back, you will just wipe them out of existence for about 3 seconds. You'll destroy their car and they'll have to reset. So leaving your team up in a 3v2, which I think we saw that once in the first minute, but right now it's really clean. It's just coming down to really nice technical ball play, technical skill on the side of these players, and Loughborough Lycans are edging it out right now.
Yeah, and we're just seeing a little bit more confidence coming out of the Loughborough Lycans. Although they are 3-0 up right now, the nerves have settled. They're playing a much more strategic, positional play around the backboard and around the goal mouth to defend, which is something that you'd see at this sort of level of competition. Yeah. And there you go, you can see the benefits of that. They've controlled it and then managed to get one on the break.
Yeah, nice little counter-attack. Also, they're now 4-0 up with a minute left. You don't need to take risks. You don't need to do anything stupid. You need to force Confetti Arrows. They need to try and force the tempo, force some goals. But when you're playing like that, it becomes a little bit more risky. And Loughborough Lycans just capitalizing on it. And even off the kickoff there, they got first touch. A 50-50 goes in the way of them, and they're already doing a pinch shot towards the goal. And Confetti Arrows are now trying to clear it away again, but 3 down. And that's what I'm saying about the demolitions. They're now 1 player up for the next couple seconds.
Yeah, and you can see from that it just changed the tempo of the game in favour of the Loughborough Lycans as that came in. But with 30 seconds left, Confetti just need to get ready for the next game, I think.
Yeah, I think at this point, compose yourselves, save a bit of that energy, right? And unfortunately, everyone can kind of predict this first match, and it looks like we're on a best of 5 series, so first of 3 wins. We'll be winning this. This first one is pretty much over in the favour of Loughborough Lycans. Maybe a goal here from Confetti Arrows will help kind of boost them, perk them up, hype them up coming into this next game. And this might be the one, but lovely save from Chrome there. Comes all the way across the face of the goal, using the boost, using the speed to get that height, and tips it far out onto the side of the pitch. And now the clock's running down. I don't think we're seeing any more action here in the first game, but that's a lovely showing so
yeah,
far. Greg,
lovely showing, especially from the Loughborough Lycans there. I think they just got the fundamentals down a little bit quicker. We started to see it a little bit there from Confetti at the end. They would start to be able to slow the tempo down a little bit, play a little bit with the ball at their own pace, but it was just a little bit too little too late. A goal would have been nice, set up the tempo for the next game at their own pace, but hopefully as we go into the next round in this best of 5, we can see a little bit more out of the Confetti Arrows.
Yeah, I think they need to try and come out swinging here, right? They've obviously lost the tempo, lost the momentum in the first game.
Yeah.
And they need to regain that as soon as possible. You can't let go into a situation where you're forced to reverse sweep just to have a chance. They need to make this really nice, competitive, and a quick game on their side. But Loughborough Lycans right now, they're stealing the show.
Definitely,
it's not even their show.
And something that you would say to your students over at NSCG,
NSCG, Newcastle Staff Colleges Group. Just we need to get in there. Greg from Coventry Crosshairs, of course.
Well, what you would teach there is new rounds and reset the mental. So we're going into a new round right now. Let's see how this goes for the Confetti Arrows.
And now, one of the old sayings, yes, they can do it at Wembley, but can they do it on a cold, rainy day in Stoke-on-Trent? No, they can't. But let's see if Confetti Arrows can kind of make a statement in the first few seconds. No, Loughborough Lycans still kind of getting the tempo of the game here. And let's see, we've got a substitution on the caster's bench. Would Confetti Arrows benefit from a substitution down there as well? I'm not sure.
Maybe. Here we go, and new casters coming in. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, now, so little bump in the side of Loughborough Lycans, and they're trying to walk it in now, but Confetti Arrows managed to get the swap on this, and I'll pass it over.
Hello Nottingham, it's me and Matt now on the desk, Kieran.
Very quick pass.
As we can see, this is a much closer match than the last one. Let's see if Confetti Arrows can come back. And they take the lead straight away. So Matt, what do you think Confetti Arrows need to do now?
I'm not doing too bad. Quite an intense match thus far. I feel like the Arrows can definitely pull this one through. Thank you.
So they've now got the lead. They've managed to change the game tempo to their speed. It seems like we might have a competition on our hands now.
Yeah, straight to the pinch. Pulling that rotation back, but you haven't got that boost. Ooh.
Was a risky save there.
Straight off the cross.
So do you think after the quick 1 minute break, Confetti Arrows have managed to sort of calm themselves down,
yeah,
get them
re-strategize. That's a quick demo going on there. You can tell they're playing a lot more defensive. The Lycans here, they're going for the. You can see they're playing a lot more defensive. It seems that the Arrows are looking for those opportunities. Oh, they're coming to pull it in. Nope. No dice on that shot. They're playing so defensive at the second. I think they're just trying to starve those boosts and get it down to their own end, but.
It seems like both teams are trying to set something up, but both teams are quite defensive and not allowing it to happen.
Opportunistic, they're looking for those opportunities to get the goal, but trying to get that better, get the upper hand on the positioning.
So if you were in their position, how do you feel you would start tackling this game, seeming so that there's not really much opportunities going on? Oh, as I say that...
Yeah, you say that, but great goal from the Lycans there.
It felt like
aerials.
It felt like there wasn't there was a clear save opportunity, but nobody was in position.
Not in the correct position there. You can see Snow crossing in right at the end, just trying to get that goal, trying to confirm it. Both playing very opportunistic here.
Yeah. It seems both teams are not got a clear strategy, but as you say, they're just
TikTok going on the offense there, but there's no one there to back him up. Seeing some beautiful cross there, some really good aerials, so these players are really good. I'm not a Rocket League player myself, but how about yourself, Rocket League player?
I don't play Rocket League, but I get to watch my students play it a lot.
I see.
And these guys definitely showing off some skills today.
Yeah, really good pass there. So he was running out for a boost, so he couldn't keep the ball in the air. Really good shot there. Unfortunately, TikTok's there to save it. Real beautiful save. Got to play on the defensive here. They have that boost. They're waiting for those opportunities to come through. Once again, it's trying to boost starve them. They're trying to keep the ball down their end, try and force them to use their boost. But the Arrows, they've got the rotations down. Oh, that's an immediate issue there. It's a really good shot, but once again, they have the boost, they have the way of contesting the ball.
I think this is what makes Rocket League such a fun esports game. Like, both of us are kind of novices to the game, but can still see some beautiful play without having to know too much about the game.
Indeed. It's a low skill floor and high skill high skill ceiling. There's a lot going on in the background that might look easier to pull off, but as you can see, that's another demolition straight there. When a demolition happens, it just buys a few seconds from whoever's demoed just to reset back on their side.
So what's really the benefit of a demolition then?
You take them out the game temporarily. You use some boost to do it. You have to boost directly into a enemy to get them. Oh, beautiful goal from Snow.
That was beautiful. A nice
Really
little
well
setup
played.
there.
Yeah.
Wasn't a greedy
Really
player,
good
liked
setup.
it.
Look at that aerial, just light touch on the ball, carries it through, perfect. And Snow comes in with that setup from Chrome. Really good goal.
And one of the
Really
little
well played.
nuancings from Chrome there is you see him going upside down and touching the ball with his four wheels. That resets your ability to jump.
Yep.
So if you ever see them touching all four wheels on the ball, it's a reset and allows them to then do more aerials.
It's just those using those opportunities there. They're trying to get in there, being a bit more offensive. They're running out those boosts, so we're a minute down, so the Arrows have really got to pull through here. Ooh.
I feel like the Arrows started this game really well. It felt like they had the tempo, but the Lycans have come back extremely well and seem to be up in this last 50 seconds.
They're getting a lot of momentum, taking those pot shots, just trying to keep the pressure up. They are a goal up here, so they can play a bit more defensively, but if they keep that pressure, they're denying the opportunities for the Arrows to pull through.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. And it feels like the Lycans are very much a sort of a team that once they get in the groove, they feel like there's no stopping them, and the Arrows need to come up with some plan to keep them out of that groove.
Yep. 30 seconds left on the timer here, or 20 seconds left on the timer here.
Arrows have got to do something to try
Keeping it in the air, just stalling that ball, trying to deny anything from the Arrows here. Keeping it in their half. The Arrows will really have to pull through in the last few seconds. If the ball touches that ground during the last few moments, it's over. If you keep it airborne, it keeps the timer going. Some beautiful aerials there, but unfortunately closed out by Snow on the defense. Back into the air. Few seconds remaining. As soon as that ball touches the ground, it's over.
Yes.
And the Lycans win this round. Extremely well played.
Yeah, I think the Lycans fell behind, but they definitely pulled that back, and it was an impressive game.
Really impressive from both players there, or both teams, should I say.
And I think it shows the resilience of the Lycans. Like they fell behind, but it didn't seem to bother them too much. They got back into their groove and just sort of pulled the game back.
It's clear that they have the mentality going, so they're changing their strats. They're replanning how can they approach this.
And we heard from their team captain earlier, and maybe that's some of the coaching he's been putting in the team about sort of keeping calm. You look to the guy to your left, and if you know he's a calm player and you can trust him, you feel a lot better about falling behind. You feel like he can pull you back in the game. So that's really handy. And I think it's important sometimes when you play esports, it's very easy to get stressed out, angry, and you sort of want to take it out on people.
To want to take it out on people, to get tilted, you get angry. But having those good teammates around you to keep you calm, keep you collected is really important, especially in a game such as Rocket League.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as one person's tilted, the rotational play isn't as strong. And once again, you get tilted, you make those bad decisions, and there's no way to kind of fall back on yourself.
Yeah, if we could be turned back to the... there we go, fantastic.
There we go. Straight back on with another round, going for the aggression there, getting another demolition.
Yeah.
Just trying to take the opportunities from the resets. Great defensive from Tangerine there. Just keeping an eye so they don't get starved full. Amazing goal from Nazo there, extremely well played.
And we have to say, that is worrying for the Arrows. As we were talking about before, the Lycans, if they get into a groove, it's the Arrows don't seem to be able to pull it back.
Yeah.
So
Chrome's already there to cross it back in if needed as well, so just taking those opportunities, and you see Snow cut in last second. It's just those team plays, the communication between the teams, just ready to take the ball a moment's notice.
really well played. And let's see if the Arrows
Snow's carrying the
do
ball
something.
through, Tangerine comes and intercepts. Another demo. I feel that the Lycans have changed up their strat. They're going for those demos. They're trying to remove some people from the game. They're getting rid of those obstacles and taking shots.
So what would the Arrows be doing, do you feel, that means the Lycans think that that's the best strategy?
Real good shot there. Following it up, amazing shot from Chrome.
Brutal.
3 people in the goal. They were not ready for that. You can see no one was there ready to intercept the ball. They'll turn to the goal. You can see the collision from Nazo there, just pushing them out of the way, pushing them into the back of the net. Can't stop the ball from behind the net.
So it looks like the Arrows are panicking in the defensive position,
Yeah.
because you wouldn't expect two people to try and cover the goal in that way.
These early goals are where you build most of the momentum when it comes to Rocket League. It really is. See, now that 2 goals up and the arrows are, or they haven't got any goals as of yet, they have to play a lot more offensively now. So that's when they start to get a bit more chaotic in their plays. So they really need to take a moment just to strategize. They really need to discuss what's going on.
And you think that's where the mistakes have come in, is when they start playing a bit more aggressive?
Aerial collision there, really good demolition. Just stopping them from getting into their hand. It seems that TikTok there, or Clink, is slowly removing, or slowly losing those, I can't remember the name. Fuel.
Using the
Boost, there we go.
Yes.
Slowly picking up those boosts from around platforms.
And it seems like the more demolitions that the Lycans get, you can feel the frustration from the arrows. And it must be annoying when you get that 2 seconds of break, looking at that scoreboard and thinking, if I was on the field right now, maybe I'd be making a difference.
Yeah. You can see them here. They are trying to boost off the arrows. Beautiful goal there. So that was a boost off. What you're trying to do with those boost offs is then you're not allowing them to pick up any boosts from around you. Using your boosts, you're making them save those shots. And you can see Clink there did not have enough boost to save that. Otherwise, normally would be able to save this. So they're going for those boost off strategies. So they're keeping the offense on, so the arrows aren't able to deny them. They're not able to get it back into their own half.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that's I was stunned by that. Chrome took an amazing shot. It was a pot shot straight in the beginning, and it went straight in. Once again, the arrows need to pick up on the defensive plays here.
I think that is a good indicator of the frustration going on in the Arrows camp right now.
Yeah.
I don't think normally they would concede such goals like that. I just think they need to get their...
But seeing if the Arrows can just pull it back.
Yeah.
They need to get a bit more offensive here. They need to be a bit more aggressive towards the Lycans. The Lycans are able to roll over them right now. So taking those shots like that, it puts pressure on the Lycans.
It also seems like they've scored with some relatively easy shots in the last couple of goals. The setup you've been talking about with the boosts is kind of what's been getting them.
Crossing it straight into there. Real powerful shot from the Lycans again. Nazo with that beautiful aerial. So Snow passes it through. Nazo knows where the ball is going to be and brings it in. Chrome was also there. They just didn't have the defense.
And unfortunately, there isn't another game after this for them to sort of run it back. So if you're in the camp of the Arrows, what are you saying right now?
Well, as for the Arrows, I feel like they need to play a bit more aggressively here. They really need to get the ball down the other end. Unfortunately, Nazo's just carrying it into their goal at the moment. A beautiful fake out from there. It looked like they were going to go for an aerial, but they just managed to nudge the ball in. As you can see, they both went high. They were trying to get that defensive play, so you can see the jump come in from there we go.
Yeah.
But just faking them out, drive slowly into their goal. Changing up those strats, just constantly changing it, so you're not letting the Arrows know what to expect.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. It's nice to see sort of fake outs to sort of throw your opponent off from what would be the typical play, which is the aerial there, as you say.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was another close one.
It was another close shot. The Arrows seem to be picking it up into the Lycans' end, but they're losing defense by doing this. They need to bring up that back line. They need to bring it forward. They need to cover the midpoint of the map. Bringing it through.
Oh.
Unfortunately, could not take a shot there. The defense is too strong from the Lycans. Beautiful pinch there. Just trying to ping that ball away. I think they were going for a pinch, but it didn't quite land. Controlling it back into the team. Once again, it has no boost, so you just need to rotate back out. Need to grab one of those major boosts.
It seems like the Lycans are quite happy to play this sort of back and forth game. It's definitely going to suit their win.
They're playing their game at the moment. The thing is they're on the defensive. They don't have to take these shots. They don't have to take risks when they're 6-0 up. The Arrows start having to play a bit more frantic. They have to get the ball into the other side. Really good play there, but unfortunately just got collided mid-air. Couldn't get anything from that aerial.
I think if I'm the Arrows right now, I just want to make some nice plays.
Double demolition from Snow.
Jeez.
Really well played. Just denying any value from the Arrows, unfortunately.
Snow is definitely feeling himself
Really
today.
good cross. Great defense there from Mads. It's still going though. Not able to follow it up. I don't think he had enough boost there. Just keep it in their half. They don't have to make those risks. There you go, 3 on the ball there. But you could just pass it back to them each time. As soon as it comes into there, once again, really good shot.
Good save by Tangerine up there.
You're just taking those pot shots, keeping the pressure up, keeping them in the goal. They can't score from back there.
I think if we look at a positive for...
Great defense from the Lycans.
If we look at a positive for Arrows, at least there's a lot they can take from this game as improvements.
Once again, as soon as that ball touches the ground, the overtime is off. Pushing it towards the ground, trying to keep it desperately in the air, but I think the Lycans have this one. I'm not quite sure why they're keeping it in the air, but maybe they're going for another goal.
I think it was just
extremely well played there.
Yeah, well played Lycans. It's very, very good.
It was well played on both sides. Right, thank you very much. So I'm going to swap off for another caster. So thank you very much for that.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Rocket League finals in the Confetti X stadium. I'm joined here by Luke. Say hello, Luke.
What's up, guys? It's Luke Swaby here, and we are in the Confetti Arrows Confetti X facility. Brilliant facility today. Meeting lots of new different people. Brilliant experience altogether. Yeah. So brilliant performance from the Loughborough Lycans. To be fair, great rotation from them, from what I saw. Anything from yourself?
Yeah, it was an amazing game. Loughborough Lycans winning 3-0 in the series. A total domination, to be honest, over the Confetti Arrows.
And on that note, a big thank you to our casters who have been there for the maximum of 30 seconds. And for every one of our casters who have joined us today. It takes a lot of energy and guts and great vibes to just jump into the hot seat and get involved. But most of all, I'd like a big thank you to our competitors from Loughborough and from Confetti. Bring some noise, make some noise, show some love. Great work, guys. Nice one. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this small experience and sampled experience of being in Confetti X for an event. Before we wrap up and move on to our next engagement, I'd like to just switch the main camera at the back to our production team, if possible. Pardon? Is it not? I was told it would be. Yeah, no problem. If, in the meantime, if everyone can just look backwards for a moment, and team at the back, if you could just reveal your faces for a second and wave some hands. So this is, as I mentioned, just a small sample of just one game, Rocket League, and branded, obviously, with our great sponsors across British Esports. But the events that we run for British Esports, for the Newell, and for other events, this is a very malleable canvas to build all different kinds of experiences. Within the short break that you've got, if anyone would like to see some of the other sampled canvases that we build for different events, feel free to stick around, and I will be just doing a little bit of a chop and change so you can see how malleable a space this actually is and how malleable the industry is. Thank you so much, and we'll be heading back over to Metronome, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.